Continuing with I spy with my little eye, self-induced stress. A very common source of self-induced stress, which is placing constant pressure on ourselves to do things that are typically outside the scope of what we are capable of, right? Well, here's another point. Placing pressure on someone else to do something for us, to give us something that they do not have for us, whether they are capable of it or not. Let me say that again. A common source of self-induced pressure is expecting or pressuring someone else to give us something that they do not have for us. People will give you what they have for you, whether or not it is what you need, what you have asked for, what you desire, or what you value, and whether it is their best or not. People give you what they have for you. So, when you spend a considerable amount of time and energy and psychological resources waiting for or pressuring someone or hoping that a person will give you what they do not have for you, then you are engaging in a very common source of self-induced stress. So number one, we cannot control anyone else's behavior but our own. So very often the solution to that, to you waiting for someone else to give you what you need or want or desire, is to give it to yourself. That's one solution. Another solution is to go to get it from someone who has those things in great capacity to give you or anyone else who is deserving. Very often, we put our attention on a particular target, and we want that target to give us what we need to satisfy our soul, whatever it is, and whomever it is. And it can be very, very frustrating and very, very stressful when that person does not give us what we are desiring. And so very often we will internalize and decide that it must be something bad about ourselves, or we are somehow undeserving, and all kinds of good old self-denigrating thoughts that we have about why a person is not treating us in a particular way. Except we very rarely consider the idea that that person just doesn't have that for us. And it doesn't make us good or bad, and it doesn't make them good or bad. It just means they don't have it for us. Now, they could not have the capacity, period. So what we're asking for, the person is not capable of at all. Or they could not see a reward from us for giving what they are capable of. Or they could give it to us sometimes, but not all the time. Whatever the reason for their lack of consistent contribution of what we are waiting for, we do well to cut that expectation loose, to give it to ourselves, and or again find someone else who has those things to offer in spades. The problem with the finding someone else is that very often we become obsessed or determined that our target is going to give it to us. And that is a great source of self-induced stress. We cannot be determined about someone else's behavior, especially another adult. So the only determination we can be is about our own behavior. And that's good news. If you are doing it to yourself, then you can stop doing it to yourself.